Hey guys, welcome back to UKCSGO. Today we have a very special guest, a 10-time LAN winner, EPIC.LAN winner, one of, if not the best Icelandic players of all time. Thor has been tearing it up regionally for years and now sets his sight on a new challenge, the Americas. It's a pleasure to have you today, but before we get going, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, very good. How about you, Freddie?
No one ever asked that. It's always like, oh, I'm good, moving on. But I'm doing very well, thank you. It's really cool to have you here. Even though every time you've been to an EPIC.LAN, you've knocked me out, I'm still happy to talk to you. But yeah, as mentioned, naturally, because this is a UK CSGO interview, we're gonna talk about your guys playing at EPIC.LAN first. So most recently, you and Dusty went over to EPIC 44, and it was kind of like a mixed team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I know the journey to EPIC was very unique. So do you want to explain to me a rather complicated story of even getting there in the first place?
Okay. Well, we were a mixed team, but like four of us had been together for over a year. So me, Addison, Ravle, Pantas, we had been together for a year, but we had one more player, but that was like 3 or 4 months before the LAN, so we had like quit playing together, but we decided to get together again before there was a tournament in Iceland that gave us free tickets for a flight, for a hotel, and like tickets to the EPIC.LAN. So we decided to get back together again, and I decided to reach out to Vargur, an Icelandic legend from 1.6. He is like 36 years old right now, and he's jacked. He's super big. We decided to get him on the team as well, because he started playing again after 10 years, and his only dream was to get back to EPIC.LAN. So we decided to play this Icelandic tournament, and yeah, we won it, and then we waited for like 2 or 3 months before, or maybe 1 month. We waited for a pretty long time before going out to EPIC. But then a lot of stuff happened. Like 2 of the guys on the team decided to join another team, and then like they wanted to play EPIC.LAN also, but like they didn't want to play in long term with Dusty, and then there was a lot of drama between Dusty and them. Then we had the organizer in Iceland, I don't know what to say. They forgot to pay for the PCs. They forgot to rent the PCs as EPIC, and a lot of stuff just went really wrong. So we had to talk to like PC hires like a day or 2 before flying out to EPIC, and we almost didn't go. It was like the last day when we decided, okay, let's put all our differences aside. And Dusty, like, thank you, Dusty. They decided to pay a huge amount to, I don't remember what the PC hire company is called right now. I'll probably find out later, but they decided to pay a huge amount for the PCs, and then we flew out, and then we got to EPIC.LAN, and the PCs were broken. One of the PCs was completely broken. Vargur, our 36-year-old senior, he kept crashing, and you might remember that, Freddie, in our legendary game.
I remember, yeah.
Yes, sir. It was a memorable event. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that.
Because you guys, even though there was a lot of stuff going on, whenever I spoke to you, you were really, really confident. Is that just because you've like won an EPIC before, or how come you guys were so confident going in, even though you were like a kind of mix-ish?
I just felt like I just had a lot of confidence because we had the 4 players from our year together in Dusty, and we knew how good we were, like how good we could be as a team. And we had Vargur as well, who had been extremely motivated over the past 2 years, played more than everyone else in Iceland, almost combined. He plays a shit ton of CS. Like he solo pugs like 5, 6, 7, 8 games a day. and is just a monster. He plays so much. So I felt like we had a lot of like experience together as a team and a lot of good individual ability. And we had like me and Edison and Vargur, obviously from the past, we had a lot of like experience of winning tournaments. So I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't really scared of any team there. Maybe I was a little afraid of Alaska because we weren't a full team. We were a mixed team, so playing against Alaska, who are a very good team with good fundamentals and good players. I wanted to play against them, but sadly our PC just didn't work and we got forfeit versus them. But everyone else I wasn't afraid of at all, not a little bit.
So, because you guys ended up finishing top 4, which is a good result, but to
fine.
you, is it a good result?
No. We wanted to get to the finals. Like, I remember we played against 8 Sins in the groups, and they won us. But I really felt like we played a lot better than them, in my opinion. Like, they won us, obviously, so props to them. But I truly felt like our PCs, like, we had so much input delay or like input lag on our PCs, and Vargur was obviously he had a complete shit PC that was just crashing at low FPS, and everything was so bad. Like the setups, I felt like we played the better CS, but they just simply won the aim fights. Like we weren't able to keep up aim wise, but so I looked at 8 Sins and I was like, okay, this is the second best team, and I truly felt like, okay, we can't be better than these guys. We can beat them next time. So I really wanted to get to the finals and play against Alaska, but we lost against Control Altitude or something in the semis.
Well, if you made the finals, you also would have had actual PCs, so that would have been a crazy upgrade.
Whoa, that would have been nice.
You're like, guys, I don't know how to play on this right now.
Yeah.
But there was something you actually said to me this LAN that I kind of took me aback, was that I think it was before the semi-final games. You were like, I'm gonna go meditate real quick. I was like, what? But yeah, just like, what is that? Obviously, like, I know what meditating is, but how did you get into that? And what, like, talk me through the kind of concept of you meditating before games.
Yeah, it's something like, because when I started in CS in Iceland, when I was 16, I got into the best team in Iceland, and I started playing with really, really, really good players. And then, like, that team folded and whatever, and I started my own team, and I was like the captain of my team or whatever when I was like 18 or something. And I remember feeling a lot of pressure going into like important games, like when we went into a final game or a LAN tournament or something like that. I felt a lot of pressure going into the game, and I was overthinking, and I wasn't really in the moment in these like important matches. So that was something that I learned through playing in the Icelandic scene. As I learned how to how to deal with stress and how to use it in a good way. And I felt like meditation, especially before games, really helped me stay in the moment, because what I want to do when I'm in game is I want to be completely in the moment. I don't want to think about what happened in the past, a mistake I made a round ago, or a shot someone did a round ago, or I don't want to think, okay, if I'm gonna take this peak, I don't want to think about, what could happen if I die, or like, I just want to stay in the moment, so there's no delay between my decision making. Like, I just want to be completely adaptable, completely in the moment. And yeah, that's how meditation helps me, because my mind goes really fast. I'm an overthinker, so if I don't meditate, I can easily just spin out, and like, it's not good. So meditation helps me a lot in important, stressful matches. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you think you'd be the player you are now if you hadn't gone through the process of like realizing that you get maybe stressed before big games, and then you found this resource like meditating? Do you think you'd be the player you are today if you hadn't done that?
No, definitely not. Like, it's obviously it's a process. You know what I mean? Like some people, what I hear a lot when I talk to like younger players, like I hear a lot like, oh, I don't get stressed. Like, oh, when I'm going to a big game, I don't get stressed. And I'm like, what? How? Okay, I don't understand. Maybe some people don't get stressed. I find that to be bullshit because if, like, in my opinion, if something is important to you, you will feel stress no matter what it is, even if it's a test for school or it's an important day at the job or whatever, or a date. Like, you will get stressed. And when you go into an important CS match that decides whether you get a trophy or you win the tournament or you win the money or whatever, like everyone should feel a little bit stressed, but it's about managing that stress. Like I did a lot of research. I researched like athletes like Kobe, who talks a lot about this, Michael Jordan, like a lot of like I researched meditation. I saw that Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson, they used this Zen meditation. They talked about that, and I decided to check it out, and that led me down more paths. But I feel like people who just simply deny feeling stressed, like they're not allowing themselves to improve because you're just in denial that you have a flaw, and you're not like trying to fix it. Like that's my view on it.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I need to get into this. Like, this sounds like some great. I'm taking away so much from this because I think, like I think everyone struggles with stress if you care enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really good to hear that you just like actually found a resource to help it, I guess. But keeping on the line of Epic, you obviously won Epic 35 with Crifes. I know it was a long time ago, but it was this like crazy lower bracket, like a proper Cinderella story. Could you try to talk to me about your experience? What was it, 3 years ago? Almost
yeah,
now?
3 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I remember like that was my second Epic. We went there with our coach like the winter before, like a few months before. So
34, yeah.
Yeah, 34. And I remember, like, obviously, I always wanted to go to an international tournament. I should have gone a lot sooner, but like a lot of circumstances didn't work out. So going to Epic is always a delight. I'm always excited to go on international tournaments. And I remember going to Epic 35 there with Rory Kriles, who's a real character. He's really funny.
What a guy! What a guy,
bro! He is insane. And yeah, just with that team, I remember like coming into the tournament, having a pretty good seed. I think we were seeded 4th, maybe. So we got pretty easily out of the group stage. And when we got into the playoffs, our first match was against Shubi, if you remember Shubi. I think it was Shubi.
Yeah, it was Temperate.
Yeah, Temperate, and we lost against them in the first match of the playoffs and go into the first round of the lower bracket. Oof, that was a horrible feeling, bro. And then, yeah, like you said, we got to play pretty much every good team at the event from there. We played the last resort, including you, yes, sir. We played every good team, and the whole way through the lower bracket, we 2-0'd everybody. We didn't lose a single map, and I was really happy. And I also, a good bonus was the MVP award for me, which, as an opera there, it was a nice feeling because a lot of people had been doubting because I had been rifling like for 8 years of my career. So, like in that year, especially 2022, when I got the MVP for the Icelandic League, the Icelandic Championship, the biggest Icelandic LAN, and also the EPIC.LAN MVP as an opera, that made me like, okay, I'm an opera now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so because 2022, as you mentioned, like you literally just won everything. Do you think that would be probably the most like substantial year of your career, whereas like, okay, I've actually like achieved it, and now to go more?
It's definitely up there in achievements, yes. But I feel like 2024, that was the year I made the most improvement in my game. Like 2022 was very good for like it made me realize, okay, like, Iceland can't do something outside of Iceland. We can win a tournament in the UK, and I also realized that I could be a good opper. But like in 2024, that was when I like, or like late 2023 to like 2024, I switched to IGL and I created a team with some 2 young guys who were up and coming and really good, Pandas and Ravle. And I got my old teammates, Steffi Koko and Edison. And I decided to IGL, and I also got my old IGL from EKO Esports, Cruiser, as my coach, who is like, he's pretty much like, he's taught me pretty much everything I know about CS. He's sort of like my mentor in CS and my best friend pretty much. So in 2024, like, I learned a whole nother game of CS. Like, I went from being this sort of like star player who doesn't take a lot of responsibility to like going completely the other direction. Like, from I gave up the op, I went full IGL and took so much responsibility and learned so much accountability, and like I had to learn everything about the money, like everything about the strats. I had to keep up with the meta. I had to keep everyone accountable. I had to be a leader. I had to do so much that made me so much better, like in that year than any other year, if you know what I mean. Like, I learned so much.
It's like sometimes I find when learning, it's almost like it's in front of you the whole time, but you need to unlock it a little bit. And that sounds like is it Varga, right? Or Vasa, the coach?
No. Cruiser is the coach. Varga was the player with us at EPIC.LAN.
Yeah. So Cruiser was like the kind of guy who unlocked that all for you. And I think that segues quite nicely into kind of like the second part, which is now you're off to Fisher College. This is like your step into the unknown, step into the international world, because you've only been really playing, well, I mean, you only have been playing Icelandic CS and
yes, sir.
Like, kind of little bit of international CS like here and there. But before we get on to kind of the meat and potatoes of it, I just want to talk about like, how did this opportunity even come around? Because it seems quite random, to be honest.
Yeah. I remember I was at work and I just got this message on Twitter from Esportian, and I opened Twitter and I saw this like esports scholarships something, and I was like, what is this? And
then what scam is this, man?
Yeah. And then I started looking over it more, and I started to recognize some people in it, and I was like getting really excited. And then I sent back to them, and it was really funny because they like accidentally unfollowed me or something. So I was like really stressed about like, oh no, did I miss out or something? But then after like a few weeks of talking to them, I decided to sign the contract with them and make them be my like managers for a scholarship. And then just like instantly they got in contact with Fisher College, and I decided to go with them. And yeah, so I'm going to college next semester in late August to Fisher College, and the team decided to like 3 weeks ago, or maybe a month, 3 weeks to a month, they decided to ask me to play with them early. And yeah, so I've been playing with them the past 3 weeks with like 120 to 150 pings ish.
And still farming.
Yes, sir.
But we kind of spoke about this already a little bit, because I think you have some very interesting like reasons. For you, it's not just going to play Counter-Strike in North America. Like, it's a little bit more of as to like you wanted to study in America, and you believe this is like a big step for you. Do you want to talk about the process of it's just more than just studying?
Yeah, because like I always wanted to, when I was younger, I really wanted to live in America. I have some people in my family who live in Los Angeles, and like obviously every movie you watch is like in America, and like college life in America and this stuff. Like, I always dreamt of doing that, but I never thought it was like possible, like in any way, because I wasn't really interested in school at all. Really, I just wanted to play Counter-Strike. So when this opportunity presented itself, like everything was checked out there. I was able to live in America, in an awesome city, by the way, in Boston. I was able to go to college in America, and also I was able to play Counter-Strike like pretty much all day. So it was pretty much the perfect package for me, because everything I ever wanted really was there. So it was really perfect. And it's also another thing, like it's a great step for me in my career, because I've been in Iceland for many years now, and I feel like I learned everything I possibly can. Like I literally searched up every legend I could in Iceland and just, please teach me something. I talked to everyone who has ever achieved anything in Iceland, and tried to gain as much knowledge as I can, learned every role I can. Like there's nothing left for me to do in Iceland. I've won every tournament 3 times or 5 times over. So we're going to America now, to this college. It's I'm ready. I've never been more ready in my life, both CS wise and just life wise. I'm 24 now, so like I'm really excited about going to America and playing, because in these past 3 weeks we've been playing against these teams in NA, and I'll be honest, I'm not scared of any of them. Like obviously Complexity are very good, Wildcard are very good, M80 are good, and like Energy and Nouns, they're pretty good. But like I said, I'm not scared of any of them. I'm really excited to play against them, and it's been really fun to play against them. And like, yeah, I feel like my time in Iceland has taught me so much and made me much more like ready for this challenge, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, what's it like going, because you've just listed off like all the best teams in a region. What's it like going from Europe, where you're a small fish in a big pond, to now going to NA and you're like, oh yeah, I can beat literally the best teams here?
Yeah, it's interesting, because like I didn't realize how good Fisher College was as a, like, in terms of in NA, because I thought we were like, I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but when I joined, like instantly, I realized, oh, we're like a top 8 team in America, like, or top 10 team in America.
Kind of strange, yeah.
Yeah, very, very weird, honestly. And like, it's been very fun to like every prac day playing against like Energy or Wildcard or M80 or Nouns or something like that. Some very good teams, and also just like beating them sometimes, like playing against Nitro and playing against Stanislaw and these like legends of the game. It's interesting, and like I also was very surprised by like EU is. I'm not trying to sound like I'm not trying to bad mouth NA here, but EU is like so much better. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. NA is, I don't understand what happened to NA, but they have good teams there. Like I said, these teams that I talked about, but the level below that, it's so different from EU. Like it's unreal. Like going from playing in EU against these really, really good teams, like there's, I couldn't even count how many good teams are in EU. Like it's unreal. And then in America, it's, I don't know what happened, because NA is such a big country and there should be much better teams and a much bigger player base. So I don't know. It's very surprising to me, honestly.
When you say, because like I know you haven't experienced much of it, so it might be hard to answer this, but when you say like, oh, it's bad, is there any specifics? Is it just like their approach to the game, or is it like how they play the game? I don't know.
Yeah, it's mostly like, yeah, it's the approach. It's also just like, I don't know. I feel like there's not. Yeah, it's mostly the approach, but it's also like, I don't know how to explain it, but like you feel it when you're playing, like even just ECA main or ECA advanced. Like you feel another type of CS in EU than in NA, because in NA when I'm playing ECA advanced right now, I don't feel like, oh, these guys are like doing really smart stuff. Like they're not playing Counter-Strike that I'm used to in EU. Like in EU, everyone does everything. It's very calculated, or it's like very refined with a very heavy aggression, or like that stuff. But I feel like NA is, it's very aim based in a way, if you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
I'm not used to this. It's way more methodical in EU. So I'm not trying to badmouth NA. I love NA. I'm just saying I feel like NA could do a lot better, honestly. Like from my experience, very limited experience though.
Yeah, that's probably why you guys are doing so well then, is because you just have a European approach.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're trying to change how people play the game, because you all come from Europe,
Yeah,
basically, apart from Corn. So like, it's not like that you're 5 NA players trying to completely change how you're playing.
No.
You just already play like that.
I think that's definitely the reason why we've been doing good, because we are, like, as you said, 4 from EU. And like, I feel like we can just easily outplay most of these teams with just basic team play and like understanding of the game. And I'm honestly very happy with the team that I joined. I'm very happy with Alex, the IGL. He's a great player, good leader. He's very motivated. It's very fun to play with him. Also Milan and Niels, or Refuser, or whatever he chooses to call himself now. They are really good individual, like, aim stars. They're like and very smart as well. And Tommy Corn, he's a blast. He's really good. He's like this anchor, and he's a really good teammate, if you know what I mean. Like he has a good. He's American, so he has good comms, and he has also, like, he brings a lot of good morale. He boosts everyone up. He peps up. He screams, and he's that archetype of a good teammate, if you know what I mean. He might not be super flashy, but he's a really good teammate, and he would die for the team pretty much. So I'm really happy with the team, how it looks right now. Already I have been implemented as like a secondary IGL, and I'm enjoying myself really a lot in that role, because I like the calls that Alex is making, and also like having input into his calls. But yeah, it's very nice.
Because so we were talking about you evolving as a player, but you evolved in 2024 as one type of player, and now you're AWPing and second calling. So it's a little bit different now in Fisher College. How are you finding coming back to the AWP? You're not the main IGL, so how do you find, like, 2024? You evolved, but now you've had to kind of change again. How's that process been for you?
Yeah, I feel like most of the stuff that, like, most of my career in Iceland has been about learning everything, pretty much. Like going from learning how to entry to learning how to support, learning how to lurk, learning how to secondary entry, or learning how to op, and then learning how to IGL. Like learning literally everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like now is the time when I can use everything that I've learned in one package, pretty much. Because I might not be the main IGL, but I'm still like thinking like an IGL. I'm thinking, what is the other team gonna do? How am I gonna position myself? And I'm also like you said, I'm the op again. So everything I learned as an opper like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I'm using that as well. So pretty much, like, I feel really ready for this CS, because I'm using everything I've learned from my career, and I feel like opping in CS2, I pretty much quit opping in CS2 when it first came out, because I changed to IGL pretty much instantly. But I'm liking it. Like, I've only played it on 150 ping, admittedly, so I don't know, but I'm liking it. I like the freedom. Obviously I like all the positions. I like being able to be this kind of wild card where I show up where the team doesn't expect me, and I feel like my time from IGLing has really improved my upping, because I'm a lot better at positioning myself outside of like what money they have, so I know what options they have. I'm also good at reading what the enemy team is likely to do, so I'm really good at positioning the op where the enemy team is most likely going to go. So I feel like everything I've learned here is working right now for me very well.
Everything's clicked together, I guess.
Yes, sir.
It's very interesting here you talk about your career in Iceland, because it's very similar to UKCS. In UKCS, there's only so much you can do until you have to move on. But people then, their progression is to Europe. They join a European team, and you never did that. You stayed in Iceland. So the reason why I found it interesting when you said, I think that the only way I can improve my career is to America, my first thought was, well, why don't you just play in Europe? So I guess the question is of why did you never move to a more European team instead? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. First of all, it was because my dream was always to make it with an Icelandic team. Like I had looked at these other teams and in Iceland that from 1.6 and from Source, and like I saw them and they made it really far. Like some of them got to like almost like top 20 or even like almost top 10 in 1.6, and I knew these guys and I talked to them and they taught me a lot. And I always my dream was always to make it with an Icelandic team, because I didn't want to let my country down, pretty much. I thought it would be way more fun to do it with an Icelandic team with Icelandic buddies than to just go and do it with the Europeans, because I don't know, it was not something that I just wanted to give up so easily, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then, like after last season, when I had pretty much tried everything, I was like, okay, maybe I should try to, like, I've tried for many years now. I've tried for like almost 8 years or something with Iceland. I haven't gone with any other team in Europe, so maybe I'll try now. And pretty much around that time, I got the message from eSporty, and so yeah, it was mostly because of loyalty to my country that I never went to a European team. I got some offers, but I always just wanted to play with an Icelandic team and with Dusty, because Dusty, the organization I'm with, they always treated me well, and I didn't want to just leave them, because I know Dusty needed me for like winning tournaments in Iceland, and there's some money in that as well. So I just wanted to, pretty much do it with an Icelandic team.
That's fair enough. Did you ever get any offers to play in European teams?
Yeah, I got some offers, especially UK teams, but and also some others, but like nothing that really was like, okay, yeah, I have to do this. Like,
I get you.
Nothing that was like a huge upgrade in my, like, some of them were like pretty big upgrades, but I didn't want to leave my teammates in Iceland, pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And going back to Fisher College, obviously you're still in Iceland, you're farming people on 140 ping. Do you have any plans to go to America? If I'm not mistaken, you're going to Las Vegas, right? For the Fragadelphia. That's going to be your first time in America with the boys.
Yes, sir. I'm going to Las Vegas on Thursday, the 24th. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I'm flying to Las Vegas, and yeah, I'm very excited. I already have seen the group that we're in. I see the playoffs we're in. I've already started visualizing how it's going to go. I've started understanding some teams there. So, and I'm going, like, before a tournament like this, it's like EPIC.LAN for me, pretty much. Like, it's up, in my opinion, it's a bigger tournament, in my opinion, because we have NIP there, and we have like complexity we're supposed to go, but like we have an energy. But I feel like the process is the same. Like, I'm preparing the same way. I'm getting geared up. And yeah, we are ready for this tournament, and I'm really excited to go to Las Vegas, because when we win, I'm going to the casino.
And you're going to gamble your mortgage away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now that's some old school UKCS right there, where the casino was in I Series. There was a casino next to the venue. So
I never went to I Series.
That's got a lot of probably good for the bank account. But I guess you kind of already answered the question about expectations at Fragadelphia. And I know you've only been in the team for 3 weeks, so like, and you haven't even been to America yet. But what's your expectations for like Frag, but then also just in general for your time going into Fisher College?
Wow. Honestly, I expect us to make at least top 4 at Fragadelphia, but I'm hoping for the final. So I hope we get the finals, and I hope obviously when we reach the finals we can win. But I'll say I won't be too disappointed if we get top 4. I'm not trying to put any pressure on us, but I believe we can make top 4. I also believe we can make finals, and I also believe we can win. So that's just me. But yeah, in the long term for Fisher, I just want us to get closer to those teams that I talked about before. I want us to be like pushing teams like Complexity and Wildcard and M80 and Energy and Nouns and teams like that, and Blue Jays and these teams. Like, I want us to be pushing them and fighting them and hopefully getting to their level, because I want us to qualify for tournaments. Like we got like 9th to 12th in Astana in Kazakhstan. So we lost a very close series against Blue Jays, and they went on to the finals against NRG. So I just want us to be able to, push those teams and get some good tournaments.
Yeah, because like 9 to 12 doesn't sound impressive, but when you know it's a 32-team qualifier with all the best teams in North America, and like 9 to 12 was 3rd in your group, which is actually a very good performance, and allegedly one of the best teams in North America. There's a conversation to be made that you should have won that game. So that's kind of the like level of what Astana is. It's not just like you got 9 to 12. What does that mean? It's like, it's a promising result for the future. But I think I kind of want to wrap up the Fisher College conversation there, and I want to end off this interview talking about Icelandic CS. We have spoken about it a lot, but something we haven't spoken about is the structure of the region. And this is something that I only learned about this year. Icelandic CS on the outside, no one knows about it. On the inside, it's actually pretty big, right?
Yeah, we have a great scene in Iceland, in my opinion. Like, we have this governing body called like the Icelandic Esports Association that has handling the tournaments pretty much. We have I think we have 10 leagues of Counter-Strike leagues pretty much. So from from the lowest tier up to like the Premier League, if that's what you want to call it. I think it's called Úrvalsdeildin, which is like Premier League, which is
rolls off the tongue.
Is. Yes, sir, rolls off the tongue. But so we have many. Like we have also, it's almost like the English football league, pretty much. You can move up, you can get relegated, you can get from the 10th division up to the Premier League, pretty much. So we have a lot of players, we have a lot of teams, and we have a big tournament circuit. We have this Icelandic league, which is televised. So there's a lot of people who watch that. Like, I think on average, maybe like 200 to 300 people watch it on Twitch, and then probably even more on their television at home. And so then we have from that, it's almost like the NBA league. Like the league is played over, and then you get seeded from that into the playoffs, which is then the championship, and that's the Icelandic Championship. Then we have a lot of lands, and we have like a lot of things going on, pretty much.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. And the one thing I found interesting, it's kind of coming back to a point we already have spoken about, is you guys like to stick together and you don't like to really network, if that's fair to say. We've kind of spoken about your perspective of it, and for you it's about like a national pride of you want to win with the Icelandic team. But why do you think in general the Icelandic scene like don't really interact with the rest of Europe?
I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like we have a good community here. So a lot of the Icelandic players just find good friends here and good teammates, and like a lot of Icelandic players, they can easily get together and grow together, if you know what I mean. So I feel like that's a huge thing. It's just this tight-knit community, pretty much. Like everyone, there's not really anyone who is like alone here, if you know what I mean. If someone wants to play with someone, you can find someone in Iceland like easily. We have like a Facebook group which has over 7,000 people or something, like Icelandic CS players. So we have a big community. So I think just people just feel good here, pretty much. Like we have had some players like Blick. He went to Mouse NXT, and we had Midgard going to a lot of UK teams and mixing there. And Birnir as well. He went to a few UK teams and stuff. But I feel like most of the time, Icelandic players just like playing with Icelandic players, speaking Icelandic instead of English. And yeah, I feel like we have a good system pretty much, or a good ladder. Because like, if you start up playing Counter-Strike in Iceland, you can go through the leagues, you can get into teams, you can make friends, you can like get yourself higher and higher and higher up the ladder. Then you get to start playing in these televised games. You get a lot of experience there. You get to go to these LAN tournaments and these championship finals and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a lot for Icelandic CS players to do in Iceland, so they don't really need to go anywhere else. Like, what are they gonna do playing with some guys from Croatia or UK? Like, when they can just play in Iceland, because we have it good here, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that makes complete sense. And I assume there's like a lot of a pride with winning in Iceland.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot
which
of pride.
You wouldn't get playing international, right? Like, people care more about winning your games in Iceland more so, I assume.
Yeah, because everyone who plays CS in Iceland is watching the CS in Iceland, pretty much. So if you win a tournament in Iceland, and if you lose a tournament in Iceland, like, everyone sees it and everyone knows about it. So it's like, yeah, like you said, people are watching, and there's a lot of pride, and there's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's a great scene, in my opinion. I love the Icelandic scene. That's why I've been playing here for so many years, and I'm really happy to have been born in Iceland, because I would never have been the player I am if I had been born somewhere else. I feel like I got a lot of good experience, and like I learned a lot playing in Iceland, and that made me the player I am today, that I'm able to go to Fisher College and play against teams from NA that are really good and play on their level, even though I just only played in Iceland, if you know what I mean. So I feel like the system is working correctly, in my opinion, in Iceland.
Nice. And because you're talking about like quite a big community, are you getting a lot of support from the community now that you're the guy who's gone off to America and playing these big games? Is like the Icelandic community rallying behind you, or what's kind of like, is anything happening there, I guess?
Yeah, the people who know, pretty much, they are really getting behind me, sending me good messages. Like, a lot of Icelandic people are staying up late at night to watch the games, which is amazing, because I'm playing till like 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning here in Iceland. Yeah, it's very bad. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of like support, but I haven't really announced anything that I'm playing with them, because like I'm also playing in the Icelandic tournament. Well, we don't have any tournament right now, so I'll be playing like next month one tournament, and so like I haven't really been announcing that I'm playing. So just the people who are really in the know, looking at HLTV and seeing, they are supporting, but I haven't really put out an announcement or anything. So maybe they'll see this interview, and they'll like know.
Yeah, this is also us trying to like build the bridge between Iceland and the UK by doing this in part. And someone that I've taken a lot of like to, I guess, is Blick, and you mentioned him already. As 16-year-old prodigy, goes to Mouse NXT. I believe he's beaten you in like the semi-finals of so you have a lot of history with someone like Blick.
Yeah.
What are your kind of thoughts on him, as he was one of the first players in a long time from Iceland to come through and play internationally, and he's 16?
Yeah, he's amazing, honestly. I remember playing him when he was like 14 years old, and he was like insane. So yeah, I hope the best for him in his career, because like it's not every day that we get like someone who is 16 years old and able to play really high level CS, and he's a really smart kid. He's a really motivated kid. He has now a lot of experience playing with Mouse NXT, and yeah, I really hope that he is able to either get to a good Icelandic team and just do the same that I did, but but hopefully not. Hopefully just goes straight to a European team or whatever and gets it sooner than me. Like I hope the best for him, pretty much. But yeah, he's a great kid with a lot of great potential and a good future if he just keeps at it, pretty much. Like he still has to learn a lot, pretty much, but he's really, really good for his age, and he's a good kid, pretty much.
That's awesome, and I think that's a lovely way to finish it. Thor, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I can't wait to see you when you're actually playing in America and not on 120 ping.
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
doing even better than you already have, and hopefully we can chat to you again in like a year or two or whenever, and maybe you're at a major, who knows. But seriously, dude, good luck with America. It's really cool that this is more than just playing Counter-Strike for you. It's like achieving a dream as well of going and studying in America. So it's really awesome to hear that Counter-Strike has facilitated signing for you, sign like that for you. But thank you very much, everybody who has watched this far, and stay tuned for the next interview. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later.